Second presentation.
We have Project Manager Tudor Drambarean from Alba, Iulia. Please give him a big round of applause.
감사합니다. Thank you very much for the honorable invitation. It's an honor to be here and to represent my city, Alba, Iulia, in Romania. Unfortunately, our mayor could not come due to other obligations. We are a city situated in Transylvania, Romania. A little bit of context. We are in Europe, and Transylvania is a region in Romania where, of course, vampires live. I hope everybody knows the vampires. As you can see, we're situated somewhere in Central Eastern Europe, near the Black Sea and near the Balkan Mountains. We are a medium-sized country in Romania, and Alba Iulia is situated in the heart of Romania. It's a city of 70,000 inhabitants. It's a historic city with 2,000 years of history. It traces back to Roman times, and it was an important political administrative center. And throughout history, it has been also regional capital for Transylvania. And nowadays, we are a symbolic place where Romania was formed in 1918 after World War I. We are still a very dynamic city, and we have a dynamic public administration. After joining European Union, we attracted considerable funding for local development. But sometimes we know money is not everything. It is very important, of course. Without money, we cannot invest. We cannot lift the quality of life in our cities. But we like to invite, from time to time, experts from international sphere, such as the architect Jan Gehl, who 10 years ago was in Alba Iulia. And he told us something very interesting, that a city is like a good party where people stay longer than necessary because they enjoy it, they feel good. So from this perspective, we learned quite a lot because sometimes people coming with a different vision can tell us what we could improve to increase the humanistic culture and spirit in our city, besides the normal activities that we do on a daily basis. So he supported us with this short report on Alba Iulia city on how we can improve things in life in the city. So very interestingly is that he said we should value our city and to consider it as our own living room. So public space actually belongs to everyone, and public space is very limited in cities. So we should focus on various spheres besides the normal administration work. We should focus on towards making our city more attractive to young people, to citizens, to tourists. So in order to increase the profile and to increase the quality of life, because we can build livable cities, like we see in these slides, or not livable cities. Of course, there are some differences. In livable cities, people like to come, like to stay. They are close to a lot of premises. They have enough attractions in the city, parks, safe streets, and so on. So everybody's desire is to live in a livable city. No matter the size, if it's Andong or Seoul or Alba Iulia, we all want to live in a livable city. And that is first the role of the public administration and together with the civil society, with local businesses, universities, to improve the quality of life of citizens, of public spaces, through investments, but also through soft projects. So increasing the humanistic side of a city as well and make it more integrated, because there's a Leipzig Charter in Europe that says cities must develop neighborhoods which leave no one behind. That means no matter their background, no matter their religion, their status, their income. So that is one important aspect that we must all strive for in our cities, to make cities where nobody feels left behind, where nobody is abandoned by society, by their public administrations, and so on. So I will go very fast through the next slides. Just to conclude that indeed there have been many things that we've changed in the last years, and many things we have improved, but we still have a long way to go to build a humanistic city. So first we set the important steps for local development, for infrastructure that is needed for making the city accessible to citizens. We are already among the top 10 cities in the country according to quality of life. And we've attracted numerous funding in the last 20 years almost for local development. But as I said, funding is not always everything that you need. You need actually a glue, to create a glue at local level and to involve all the stakeholders in this process to create a humanistic city. So although we have impressive amounts of funding from the European Union, for example, the fortress was rehabilitated with 50 million euro, and we've now become a touristic city, or we implemented 80 million euro projects for urban mobility, which is also important. We've invested also in social infrastructure, so kindergarten, nurseries, and schools renovation were very important. We wanted to take care of the elderly, so we invested in their comfort in this local center for elderly people, but also about the vulnerable groups we had to think, and in this regard we invested over 12 million euros in the most deprived area of the city. The project that will uplift this area and will provide young people with opportunities to learn and to develop. Now we're focusing on building a children's museum, which I think should be considered by all cities in the world because they really provide a space for young people to develop. And just thinking that, well, in my region, we are continental temperatures, 8 months you stay inside, I think a children and a science museum is really important for children development. I will conclude by saying that next year we will be the youth capital of Romania. Alba, Iulia will have this honor to implement a lot of activities through 1 year to uplift the young people in the city and to give them a more stronger role to say their voice. So thank you very much for this.
네, 고맙습니다.
Thank you very much. So the second presenter mentioned the quote about a good city is like a good party, and mentioned that all public spaces should become attractive and nobody should be left behind. And it's important to create a lot of public spaces for children. Thank you very much for your insightful presentation. Next, Iran. From Iran, we will hear the feedback.
خوبتون و ارائه خوبتون.
First, he said that he really loved your presentation and he thanks you for your wonderful presentation.
اشاره کردید که شما یک شهر تاریخی هستید و علاقه‌مندید که از جوانان این شهر حمایت بکنید. برای ایجاد پیوند بین جوانان و هویت تاریخیشون چه برنامه‌هایی دارید؟
You earlier said that since you are a historical city, he wanted to know if you have any plans to connect the youth of your city to the historical parts of your city.
Yes, thank you for the question. In fact, there are many institutions which have headquarters in the historic area, in the fortress. So the local university is based in the fortress, but also a lot of activities now are taking place there. So for us, it's very important, and most of the events of the city actually take place. Concerts, festivals take place within the city walls. I didn't mention, but the fortress has 100 hectares, so it's already a city within our city itself. So we put a lot of emphasis on young people going there and spending much time, besides the university classes that take place there, because we feel it's important for them to connect with the history of the place, but also with the future, because their future in the end has to be based on their historic path, historic origins, and they need to understand where we are coming from, because in the end we are a multicultural city. I mentioned Roman times, but the city fortress was built by Austrians, was ruled by Hungarians, and was actually built by Romanian slaves, as it was 3 centuries ago. So it's a fortress that belongs to everybody and to society in the end. And we want young people to understand this and to embrace this multiculturalism, tolerance. We have 2 churches, headquarters there, the Catholic and the Orthodox churches are also in the fortress, just 100 meters from each other, showing again religious tolerance in our city. And young people will not only embrace, but will bring the future to our city prosperity. And for them, of course, we need better education and better involve them in city life and city activities. Thank you.
네,
Thank you very much.
جوانان، اما جوانان علاقه‌مندند بیش از این که در کلاس آموزش شرکت بکنن یا به تماشا بنشینن، علاقه‌مندند بازیگر باشن. چه نقش فعالی به عنوان کمک به مدیریت شهر به جوانتون دادید؟
One additional question to the already asked question. He wanted to know, because the youth rather be in the role of acting and being in charge of their city. He wanted to know if you have any plans for them to actually be involved in the planning rather than taking classes about their histories. Any actual active roles in the program you just explained. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question. To get a little bit more specific on the youth role, we are just building now a local action group, an NGO that will be led by the youth, by the local youth. And through this organization, we want them to come forward to the municipality with concrete projects that they want to develop. Already we are implementing a budgetary participatory project. So each year, people, citizens can come forward with ideas that the municipality should fund. And young people are the most active actually in this project. They come with great ideas for the municipality to implement. And we've constructed at the municipality level this group of 30 volunteers, which are active in a lot of events that we are doing for the youth. Now, of course, it's always important to continue and to do more, because young people feel a lot of time unengaged in local processes and local decision making. But actually this youth organization that we created now, and which is led by one of my colleagues, will have this active role to enforce a bit more a youth agenda at city level, because we want in the end to not only for them to be integrated, but to combat phenomena like brain drain, young people leaving the city and not returning. So we want to create a future for them in the city and not in other countries. Thank you.
네, 고맙습니다.
Thank you very much.